Hey everybody, Backyard Jay here, and I kind of sound like shit probably. I was pretty sick Sunday and Monday, and today I'm still feeling kind of like shit, but I only got a few days of holidays left, so we got shit to do, so we better do it. Not like flu or anything like that, just an incredibly sore throat and sinuses and phlegmy fucking shit. It just sucks, but other than some phlegm that I gotta keep hocking up, not too bad, not too bad. Throat's still pretty scratchy, but I'll survive, I think. Yeah, so today, basically right now we're gonna get the Harley moved over in the garage, because basically I got sick right after the last video, so I haven't done anything yet. So we're gonna move the Harley over in the garage, make room to bring the tractor in, and probably just quickly gonna lift it up and see what size the engine shaft is, because I'm thinking maybe put a bigger pulley on the engine as well as the smaller pulley that I got for the Transaxle, because more speed is more better. But we're gonna do that real quick. That won't take long. Then I'm gonna grab the propane tanks, the barbecue one and the one for my new garage heater. We gotta go get those filled up once I know the shaft size of the engine. I've been looking for it online, and I found a couple contradicting things, so I may as well just go look myself, because yeah, gotta do that. Once I know that, probably head up to Princess Auto and maybe look for another pulley, because, you know, like I said, you want a bigger one on the engine. That'll be pretty much it. Then we'll come back, we'll get cracking on the tractor. Okay, so the bolt came out, and a couple taps of a hammer, and this just slid right off, no problem. And you can see the keyway is built into those little punched holes right there. So that's kind of pooey. But basically now I know what shaft size we need. Okay, so I just measured it. It is indeed a 1-inch shaft. So yeah, I'm just going to take this little piece of wood out of here, because I don't want to leave it like that while I'm away doing the running around. Okay, so we're just rounding the corner on Princess Motherfucker. And there it is there, that building on the right. And it doesn't look like there's too much traffic there today, so that's nice. I've got the two propane tanks filled, the 130-pound tank and the 20-pound tank. So that's pretty good. Got them filled up. Let's find a nice easy spot here, right fucking here. Lovely. So got those filled. Shut up. I forget. Oh yeah, got the beer. And now we're at Princess Motherfucker, so I'm not sure if there's something else I'm supposed to do or not. I can't remember now. Oh, I think we're good. I think we are good. So let me go in here, get the figure out some pulley situation, and then we'll head home. Cool. Okay, so I got a 7-inch pulley for the engine. There's the hub for it. Just slams in there and welds on. Has a 2 set screws, one on the side and one on the right in the keyway. I also picked up some key stock for it, and that's going to sit in there, because I'm not sure exactly how that's going to end up sitting on the engine. That has a stop in the bottom of it where the bolt goes through. So yeah, I'll figure it out. I don't know. Anyway, well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we're slam this back up on the dash now. Oh, there we go. And now we're gonna head home. Okay, here we are in the garage. Got a bag of goodies. Got the heat running. So it only takes about 5 minutes to completely heat this whole place up. Fucking fucking ton of shit back here yet. I'd love to get rid of, so we actually had some decent room in here, but this is basically the area we got to work in right now. So, not too bad, I guess, but it's enough room to get, you know, mostly done what we need to get done. The only thing is I'm gonna have to dig behind all this plywood and crap because my welder is down there on that shelf. But I'm not gonna be ready for that for a little bit, so I'll be alright. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna run in the house and put the beer in the fridge and probably bring one back up with me, and while I'm doing that, this place can warm up. Got a light hanging up here, so it lights us up pretty good. And I think I'm just gonna, for now, right now anyways, I'm just gonna lift the tractor up with that stand just like I had it before, and kind of fit all this together and get an idea how it's gonna go. Now obviously I can weld that pulley to the hub, but I can't torque everything down to the engine yet, I don't think, because I'm gonna need the new belt in order to find out where kind of to have the pulley on that shaft height wise. Okay, so I found the first issue already with the 7-inch pulley on the engine. I can't get it in here. Almost, but not quite. Now if I were to lift the engine off the body I could do this, but fuck that. What I'm going to do is, because we're no longer going to have a use for these anymore, these dowels would just hold the belt onto the lower pulley that drove the accessories. The thing is, we got to get the pulley up here. And yeah, so the way we're going to go about that is I'm going to get in there, back behind all that crap. I got my angle grinder and some cutting disc. We're just going to zip these dowels off and cut open this bit a little bit bigger, and it should be all good. Okay, so just a few cuts with my handy dandy cutting wheel. Here's the pulley with the hub on it. It's not welded yet, as you can see. There we go. Look at that. Just clears. Speed. That's better. Now I do have, this is a gas welder, but I'm only using flux core. Gas is expensive. There's a little bit more wire speed there. Anyway, what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to set that pulley on the, or I guess there isn't even any point in setting it on the engine, but I should probably paint it up. Well, that only took about a minute and a half. Alright, here we are. Figured the hood's a good workbench. So here's the hub for the, I think this is a 4-inch pulley. I thought it was 3, but I guess it's 4. So actually our ratio is still going to be pretty close to a 2-to-1. Pretty close. Anyway, here's the hub for the pulley that we got to weld the pulley to. There's the snap ring. See, I was just thinking to myself, how do I know where this pulley sat before? Probably close to the middle of that keyway. Now we got some play on the engine to go up and down, but just as I was thinking out loud, with the camera already rolling, I can actually take this snap ring off, and there's already a snap ring on the bottom here to keep the input shaft from dropping into the transmission. But it looks to me like that'll actually fit on there pretty much perfect. So that's good. So all I gotta do is pull a snap ring off, and we'll actually just put it up here where there's supposed to be one, because fuck, I lost it last year when I rebuilt this axle. So everything still turns real nice. Gear selector still works perfect. Fuck yeah. So this is not a 1-to-1 ratio in 6, unfortunately. But it's not too far off of that. So I think she should boogie pretty good with the ratio we've got. There's reverse and neutral. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the snap ring off and we'll start driving this math gug onto there. Gonna have to clean this up a little bit, pull the keyway off and clean it up because of the rust. It's going to be a little tight. Clean it up, lube it up, get it on there. Okay, so got this cleaned up, ready to weld. Got the shaft cleaned up here. This key was actually a little bit too big because it's not the original one, so I just kind of redneck machined it. Just turned the grinder on the floor like that, and it just worked. Took some off this way because it was too far out, and it was actually a little too fat on the sides, so then just took some off the sides. Now this sits on here perfectly now, no force needed. So I'm gonna fire up the propane torch now and preheat this, get it real nice and hot, and I'll get it welded. And then we can mate the pulley with the transaxle. In holy matrimony. Okay, so I just sprayed this input shaft with honey goo. Reason being is that is literally one of the best lubricants I've ever used in my life. It gets sticky and it'll be there forever, and it won't let rust ever build up inside there. In case, of course, we want to pull this off and get more smaller pulley and make more vroom. So I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so sorry. There it is, snap rings on. I've also tightened down the 2 1/8 inch set screws, and that just keeps the pulley from wanting to walk up and down, because I don't think this little snap ring would really hold that on there if it really wanted to come off. So 1 set screw goes down and rams right into the keyway, which we obviously have a key in there, so it keeps everything still and together, and the other one just kind of rams into the side of the shaft. And they're gnarled on the end of the set screws, so they bite. And that, obviously, I could pick up the whole thing by that, and it's not going to move, so that's perfect. That feels real good. Works nicely. So the key is, we didn't want to hammer this on, because you don't want to push your input shaft into the transmission. There's only a little snap ring down under here that holds it out. So let's smash her into 6. Perfect. So it's not, so you can see by the speed of things here, it's not still not even 1-to-1. These were made for just torque, you know, not for speed. But I think full throttle in 6th gear, we should boogie along pretty good at that rate. That looks pretty good to me. The nice thing about this too is that you can go to Princess Motherfucker and get as many of these hubs as you want. You can put all different pulleys on them, and then you can actually swap them out real quick. Like I said, just a couple set screws and a snapper. Oh, I'm an idiot. This bolt goes here through the frame, you know, blah 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 blah. I just realized that there used to be a spacer here to level everything out. I don't know what the fuck ever happened to it. I know it was there when I took it apart, obviously, but anyways, I figured out the solution. Cause I'm Bill Cosby. Zippity zippity zoo. Anyways, I'll tell you something. Where there's a redneck, there's a solution. So check it out. I found this old 14mm socket. Right? I don't need it. I might find a different one though, because I do like to keep 12 points. Because whenever I need a 12 point, which is fucking rare, I can never find any. But I know it's about that size roughly. So that just kind of fucking zippity zops into the fucking zoo. And then you go zippity zoo, and then you get your fucking pudding pops. But anyways, that's pretty cool. Should be pretty close. Don't forget, we got the magic of cutting grinders and cutting wheels and blah 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 blah. So we just zip some off of there. I know that it's definitely not too big, but should work out pretty good. Should work pretty good. I'm gonna find a different socket though because I want to keep my 12-pointer. Okay, here we go. Perfect. 6.12 millimeter. I don't own a Honda Civic or anything, so that's just perfect size. So right on. 7/16 is close enough to 12 mil anyways, and I'm sure in that new kit I probably have one anyway. In fact, I know I do because I'd use it on the fucking Lexus the other day. So there we go. That part's fucking figured out. Okay, well, it's all bolted back together now. Shifter's all hooked up. Just have to put the spring for the brake lever on there. There's the pulley sitting nice and straight now. Perfect. And my homemade spacer out of an old 12 millimeter socket. And I'll show you exactly how I figured out exactly how long this needs to be. What I did was I put a flat bar or a straight edge across this way, and I put another straight edge across this way over top of the hole that this bolt goes into, and then the difference in between, and I measured that and cut and ground that socket down to the perfect size, and as you can see, everything sits perfectly straight now. So all I have left to do right now is put that spring cable on, or the spring onto the brake there, and then I'll cut a piece of keyway and set the new drive pulley on the engine, and then probably tomorrow I will measure and see what point I need to start at for a belt, and whatever measurement I take that I feel will work properly, I'll get the next size up and the next size down, and then that way when I figure it all out which one works the best, I can take the other two back and get my money back. Well, just before I shut her down and go inside, I just kind of came across one more thing that I guess I overlooked or just didn't notice right away. Well, this sucks. Let me show you. I took a straight edge, basically, more or less the wire technique, ran it in this pulley here, and wrapped it around the drive pulley down there. The clutch is disengaged right now, and pulled on it tight, and I just clear the shifter into the transmission. If you can almost look at it straight on, it doesn't quite clear the back of it, the fat part. Well, I guess there's a couple options here. Just the way this all works out, just the way that pulley is to that pulley. The back of the belt, I think, is definitely going to interfere here. Not really too sure what to do right now, because here's my options. I could make an idler to come out and hold the belt just off of this pulley a little bit. However, the clutch is going to interfere with that. If I do it further up here, that means I have to have it out way further, and it's going to interfere with the inside of the belt that's running from this side down. So at this point, what I'm thinking is I could remove the shifter linkage here, take the bolt out, cut it way down here, re-weld, or cut it here, re-weld this piece down here in the exact position and put a piece of flat bar in between. That would give me clearance throughout all the gears. Or I could set this up the way it is and let it just kind of burn the back of the belt off. The reason why I don't like that is pretty obvious. I'm going to weaken the belt, I'm going to heat it up, it's going to stretch. So. Okay guys, well I thought the video was over, but it's not. I'm actually running out of battery on the camera. It hasn't charged in quite a while. Oh, that was a cool angle right there with the shadows. Alright, anyways, I figured out what I'm going to do. I am going to drop the shifting mechanism down. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't have any flat bar. Yes, I do. This is actually part of the mounting system for the mower deck. Good thing I didn't scrap it yet. So I just pulled this off the mower deck, which is still in my trailer out back, waiting for scrap. So we'll cut a section out of here. That's our flat bar for that. It's actually a little bit same thickness. And it's a little bit wider, so it should still be good and strong. Here, what I've done is I drew a straight line with straight edge. So you would think it's actually the last bit of, or not last bit, but the piece of key stock that I bought. I already made a key stock for there. As you can see, it's in there. So that works for that. We're gonna cut it here, and we're gonna cut it here, and then weld this piece back to this piece, and the point of that is to keep the threaded piece and the squared top that this will fit into. And this is GS, means gear selector, so gear select end, and then the selector end for your handle. And I drew a straight edge across there. Just zip that off, make a piece to go in there. Basically the size of the piece that I cut out here is going to be cut out of here and then weld it all back together. So I'll show you the finished product. Simple as that. The whole point of this video is for everybody that's out there that can basically improvise, use things like, you know, key stock or whatever for a straight edge, pieces of scrap that you have laying around, and nothing more than a bucket of garbage and a set of hand tools. Alrighty guys, let me get at her. Okay, so here's the finished project. I cut out this much. It's probably 2 1/4 inches from right here, which used to bring the shifter way up, and I put in a piece of flat bar that you can see right there. Welded on both sides, extra strong. I got everything perfectly straight and didn't have to readjust the shift light linkages or anything else like that. And now, well, the light kind of sucks, but you know, here, let me see what I can do about that. Once again, using my SwearNet handy dandy tape measure / light tool. Now you can see I've got lots of clearance, and that goes all the way through the gears. I can reach up. There's 6th, and lots of room for the belt, and then all the way back. Fuck me. All the way back and into reverse. Again, lots of room. And oh, I came out of reverse when I smashed my hand. My bad. So this is actually a reverse. We were just looking at neutral a second ago. There we go. So lots of room. Perfect. So that's neutral, and I can verify that by spinning the pulley and nothing happens. Smash my knuckles, that's all. Alrighty, anyway guys, that's it for tonight. Time to turn her in and actually eat something, because I haven't eaten all day and I don't even know what time it is anymore. Cheers, and oh, look at that. A beer!